Okay, so finally got it all done. As you can see, there's just a lot of stuff to go over. I mean, we're looking at almost 200 items. So, not going to go over everything. If you want any explanations in more detail, let me know and we'll do it, but it would just take too much time. I'm going to try to limit the video to about an hour, but sometimes it can go a little bit longer. Um, yeah, so explain this is just notes to myself, and I've done this over multiple days. So these notes are kind of just for notes for you and notes to myself because I did this what 4 days ago, and I don't may not even remember what all this even means. So explain proximity, relevance, and prominence. So for local SEO, these are the three primary ranking factors. Proximity, so how close are you to the searcher? If somebody searches for a house cleaner near me and they're a block away from you, there's a high chance you're going to rank high. If they're 10 miles away, there's a much less uh, chance that you're going to rank for it because there's so many other cleaner companies between you and there, assuming there is, and there is. Relevant, how relevant are you to the search? And prominent. So how prominent are you on the web? How prominent are you on Yelp? How prominent are you on Facebook, et cetera, et cetera? So you have to build your brand. So with all this AI stuff, one thing that's really standing apart is brand, right? So when I say build your brand, I don't know anything about marketing on billboards and marketing outside of, like I know digital marketing pretty well. My niche is definitely local SEO, but I also know a lot of cool digital marketing techniques. So when I say build your brand, I don't mean really outside of digital marketing, even though that's important. But what you want to work on is increasing what I call your improving what I call your digital footprint. So when Google is determining what to rank, like let's say you have an article on, the best house cleaning products for Florida homes, whatever it is. If you have a really good content piece on that, Google might rank it, but it doesn't just look at that content piece. It takes your entire site into account, but also your entire digital footprint into account. So how do you appear on, the Better Business Bureau, Chamber of Commerce, Facebook, Yelp, et cetera, where you in all those directories, right? Now, right here in the intake form, you mentioned this excellent follow-up customer service. So this is like what makes you different from your client, from your competition, right? If this is what sets you apart, this is what needs to be highlighted right here on the homepage. Now, of course, we need to have your niche. So this should be something like, and we'd have to talk through it, um, a top commercial and house cleaner in Naples, Florida, right? You want to always, whatever you're trying to rank on for that page, you want to put it here in the H1. So if you go here, you can see this, it's actually an H2. So an H1 is like a bigger heading, H2 is a little smaller, H2 is a little smaller. So this is actually good, home and commercial cleaning services in Naples, Florida, but it's not up top. So where is that? So this actually would be a better H1 up here, right? So let's go back. We move this over. So we'd want to highlight what makes you different. And we also want to highlight for SEO purposes, the niche or the topic, let's just say in the geo. So when I say geo, I mean location. And let's just go through some notes I have over here. Um, I definitely would highlight free pickup and delivery for laundry service. That's not mentioned enough on your website. That's a big deal. Like I can see a lot of people wanting to use your services because you do free pickup and delivery. Um, another idea. These are just ideas, right? So you can implement some of these. Some of them you can do. Some of them you can't do. Other competition, other house cleaners, they also offer. We'll also take your dog for a walk, or we'll feed your pets while we're there. Something to consider. Clean Florida does free cleaning. Let me read this again. Clean Florida does free cleaning for women going through cancer treatments. So you can imagine from a marketing point of view, somebody's going to see that, and if they can relate to that, they might be going through cancer themselves or having family member going through cancer themselves. That's something you can consider offering. Maybe not that, but is there something else that hits home with you? Bundled packages. So you can imagine, and I don't remember, you don't have any, you kind of just mention what you have, right? Which isn't bad. Search for season, but you can imagine you always have to keep in mind when you're building these pages out, what are people searching on? You can imagine somebody searching for seasonal cleaning package Naples, whatever. So we'd want to incorporate that on your pages. So spring cleaning, I'm sorry. Including windows, carpets to upsell, right? Okay. Um, promote gift cards. So you can look at Clean Florida. They have a gift card section. We can get into all that. And you could also do it for that you just messaged me, and I'm actually working on the video. Perfect cleaners can do likewise, holiday, Mother's Day. Let's just look here real quick. I did this so clean Florida. You close all this stuff. Move it over here. The other one was Judith. And we will add, I don't remember what the other one is. We'll get to it though. It's kind of hung up. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to waste too much time. That's something we can talk about in more detail, right? We definitely want to highlight the eco-friendly stuff. So there's all kinds of certifications. So this is stuff people are looking for. It's important to the algorithm too, right? So if you're saying you do green, eco-friendly cleaning, that's good. But it looks like there's all certifications you would need to get to like give you that extra oomph. So there's an EPA Safer Choice certification. There's a green seal. One of these, what's the other one? I have it. Let me go here. GG Clean. I think GG is the one that does it. Maybe it's well, I think I get to it later on, but anyway, that's a big thing. So think about it this way: if you're trying to rank a page for house cleaning, what does Google expect on that house cleaning page? So you can look at the other top results. Things it expects are eco-friendly, you know, the word tabletop or whatever, and all these different things. So this is stuff you really need to hone in on the pages you're working on. So this is an AI output. So I asked it for 3 smart niche growth paths for your company. So these are just 3 ideas to get more clients. Reach out to Naples and Marco vacation rental properties, offer revenue sharing opportunities. So that uh, for cleanings, that would be awesome. Uh, and this is a bonus. Now we don't have any mention of senior or accessibility focused cleaning, real estate closing and staging cleanings, commercial service cleaning. You have that, but it's not optimized that well. um, Overview of service for various industries. So you'd want to ideally have a dedicated page for office. Now let's do, whoops, restaurant, cleaning, service, Naples, Florida. I haven't searched on this, but let me show you. See here, they have a dedicated page. Oh my God, stop messaging me. For specifically this keyword search. Now yours covers it under commercial cleaning, and you may even rent. Oh my God, let me close this. You may even, sorry, let me think it's closed. Right. So even if it doesn't even look like you mention it here, but even if you did mention it like as a bullet point, the more specific you can be to that query. So if somebody searches for restaurant cleaner, cleaning service, Naples, Florida, the result who has a page dedicated to this exact query is more than likely going to get it if all things are the same, right? So you can see here, restaurant cleaning service, right? You can see here, restaurant cleaning, because they have a specific page. You can see that they've built it out real well here. Offices, medical facilities, retail spaces, et cetera, et cetera. So this is something you'd want to build out. So as you can imagine, this all takes time. I mean, if you had a full-time SEO person, you could probably knock out a page a day, but this is something you'd probably get a page done once a week, something like this. So over the next year or two, you'd have all this built out. So these are just different ones. Now I would use AI. I would look at competition and get a better list. Um, Luxury cleaning. So green cleaning services for eco-conscious clients mentioned. So it's important to mention the specific products used. So if you're using a cleaner called, Green Solution 3 or something, you want to make sure you mention that. Do you have any accreditations? Okay, Gigi, I mentioned over here, they're Green America certified. So that's something we want to look at. Vacation rental turnover cleaning with 24-hour availability, like emergency cleaning, medical facility, disinfectant supplies. Okay, emergency cleaning, that's real big, pet friendly. And the thing that's highlighted somewhere else on here, let's see. Yeah, by not highlighting unique methods, special equipment, or specialized benefits for each service, you're missing out on opportunities to convey superior value, attract specific clients, and justify premium pricing. That's totally 100% accurate. Another thing I have on here that I didn't mention is Airbnb cleaning service. You want to have that. Now, I did mention this. See, boom, boom. I did mention that later on this section, but it's not on the notes section. But let me put it there just to be sure. Airbnb cleaning. Okay, moving along. So you get the idea. Um, the home cleaner page was broken like a week ago, and now it's there, which is good. That definitely was hurting your SEO. That was a 404 before, but you can see it says test page. So the way you want a URL to look for something like this is you want this to be home cleaning service Naples, Florida, or that, right? That's fine too. That's an optimal URL from an SEO optimized. That's an SEO optimized URL. You definitely don't want it to say test page because that's confusing Google. It could be confusing Google. Think about it this way. Google only wants to deliver results it's 100% sure of. So if somebody searches for bank that accepts low income clients for checking accounts or something, you can imagine a page that's dedicated to specifically that it would deliver. Now, if it's thinking about delivering this page in the search results and it sees it says test in the URL, that's decreasing its confidence that it's an actual page and not just there for test purposes. Now, also, there's a big problem. You have a contact us here and it looks like it's hidden or something. I'd have to go in and figure out what's going on, but that's causing a big problem. And it should be over here somewhere, but I think it's being hidden depending on the screen resolution or something. Let me just look real quick. But in any case, you definitely want to have explicitly mentioned contact. You just don't want the phone number and the quote. You want the contact here. I would even have a live chat. And you want it there and you want it down here in the footer as well. That's where humans expect it and that's where algorithms expect it. But if you can see it's specifically mentioned in the code, but it's being hidden. I think there's a bug or something and a previous developer was hiding it for some reason. That's something we'd want to get fixed as soon as possible. Okay, update, leave a review on the cleaning page. So let me see what this was. There was but this is you over here. What right here? See, the link is messed up, but also it's hovering. It's hovering over the circles here. Not a huge deal, but it doesn't look as professional. But if you click on it, it goes here. What you want it where you want it to go. You don't want it to go there because if somebody goes to leave you a review, they're going to go here and go, oh my God, where do I leave a review at? Oh, they might go here and they might finally find the find a review button and do it, but no, people don't have that much time. So what you want to do instead you give them this link here. And what we do is we create a redirect and it would be your domain. Then we would do Google and assume that somebody types that in, that would redirect to right here. Whoops, not that link, this link right here. So that would redirect to here and watch what happens. It goes directly to here and it goes directly where they can leave a review. No questions asked, right? It's not going to be confusing because if I clicked on this and it took me here after I'm a really busy person, as I'm sure you are. Oh, maybe it is taking it there. Wait. It, oh, it did do it. Weird. No, I think it's just cache because it wasn't when I was testing because this won't take you to that. So we'd want to clean that up. The contact page. So that's a big deal. So I have a lot of AI tools that I use. So these are all things that we would want to add that the algorithm is expecting. I don't know how to let me pause it and close it. Okay, so this is a AI bot that I wrote. Things it picked up on that we need to mention Drug test. So your cleaners, are they drug tested? Are they background checked? Eco-friendly, green, senior. We went through some of this before. Specifically the words post-construction cleaning services, Airbnb, vacation renting, Bonita Springs maid service, vacuum sanitation near Naples, etc. So you can go here. Let me pause it. Okay, if you go to Norzer me/biz page, then go here and click here. It'll bring you to this. And I thought I had I must have deleted the output, but let me just show you the kind of stuff that it does. So you can just say, let's start. And we want to build a page for house and commercial cleaner company, Naples, Florida. And this is going to tell us the type of stuff we need to include on that page, but in this case, on this site. So this is how you could structure the home page. Regular house cleaning, deep cleaning. That's another one. Move in, move out cleaning. I don't think you mentioned move in, move out. That's a big keyword people are using. Move in, move out. Let me make sure I put that here. Move in. I might have mentioned it somewhere else. Because when people are searching, they're not necessarily searching for house cleaner. They're searching for Airbnb or Airbnb cleaner, move in, move out cleaner, restaurant cleaner, etc., etc. So you can see why choose us. We'll get into that. Testimonials, service areas, and say these are professional titles. These are keywords. We need to hone in on commercial cleaning, residential cleaning, office cleaning, deep cleaning, move out, eco-friendly, professional, vacation rental, maid service. So these are things we all want to focus on. I'm covering all the affordable, licensed, insured. These are more keywords, etc. So and it keep do this, type go, and it'll keep going and give you a lot more information. So that's my AI tool, one of my AI tools. Um, we'll do this later. I didn't run Falcon Grid. If we come up to some type of agreement, if you want to partner up, then we'll do this. It'll just show me where you're ranking in the region, like on a grid from like actually where you're at, a mile from where you're at, 2 miles from where you're at, etc. Topical authority map. So creating a topical authority map will put together a list of topics that we need to focus on and start creating on the blog. Why that's important is, of course, it's going to generate traffic to your website, and traffic leads to more traffic, leads to more traffic, etc. But also, it shows Google that you're an expert on these topics. And we'll get to some of this stuff later. So you only have one GBP inch. So when I say GBP, I'm specifically talking about Google Business Profile here, right? That's not you right there, but right here. Let me pin this. It's not letting me. Oh, maybe it is find a different browser. Okay, let me pause it real quick. Okay. Does each practitioner have his own profile? This is mainly for lawyers. Like if you were a lawyer, each one would have their own GB profile. Spammy competitor listing. So what this means, let me explain this. One way to get ahead in Google Business Profile is use your keywords in your business title, as we've discussed, and to use an address that isn't real. So if you go to mapsgoogle.com, we go to house cleaner, Naples, Florida. I wrote a few down. Let's see, many fake addresses. So Clean Florida, one of your biggest competitors. If you go here and we look at their address, you can see Molly Maid of Collier County. Their business name is Molly Maid, not Molly Maid of Collier County, probably. So we don't want to allow them to get this extra search boost by putting this county name in here. So we would report this. There's a couple more that were like this. Made Pro Naples again. Make them get rid of Naples. It may be allowed, but so look at this. The Cleaning Authority Naples. It's probably just the Cleaning Authority. Mary Maid, Perfectly Clean Homes. There's you. So we'd go through all these, but the ones that I found, if you go to Clean Florida and you look at their address, it looks like it is a shared office space or right. Oh, it's a storage shed. right? Unless I'm seeing something wrong. We should not allow look at this Cube Smart Self-Storage right here. So we need to report them because they're getting an extra search benefit because if anybody searches for house cleaner, I don't know how to get back to the map, but let's do this. Like from around here, or even further out, probably depends on what the competition's like. But let's just say like around here, they're likely going to show up because they have that address. We need to remove that advantage for them and all the other ones that are doing it. You are verified, no errors. Oh, location issue. So these should be, you are verified. This should be yes. Let me double check that you're verified. Yeah. So the location issue, if we go to edit profile, and it's saying some of your information needs to be updated, right? So we need to click update here. I'm not going to do it because I would like to talk to you about it first, but this is hurting your ranking. Again, it goes back to Google needs to be 100% sure it's giving accurate results. If there's a pending update and Google's not sure about something, then that's causing a problem. Okay, so categories. So let's go back here. Let's go to maps. Okay, let's first look at yours. Your category that you're using for GBP is house cleaning service, window cleaning service. But you're also a commercial cleaning service, right? And you do other things. So, commercial cleaners, Naples, Florida. Let's look at the categories your competition is using. House cleaning service, cleaning service. I don't think you're using cleaning service. You're using house cleaning service and house cleaner or something. Um, window cleaning service. You are that, so we would add that. Bottom line is we need to make sure you're using all the appropriate categories. Carpet cleaning service. There is a janitorial service. We'd want to include that because you are a janitorial service, right? There is one for commercial cleaner. Let's see if I can find it. Air duct cleaning, carpet cleaning, dry vent, gutter cleaning, tile cleaning, vacuum. So we would go through all these and figure out the best ones to use. So this basically means your business info. You want to make sure you mention and if there's something that's called use what Google gives you. If Google gives you 750 characters, you want to use close to all of it. In here, we need to highlight these specific services you do, house cleaning, commercial cleaning, then wherever we can fit in the word, office, restaurant, etc., and the location. So it's not just Naples, it's also the surrounding cities. Want to put all that stuff in there. So your business name is good, but this is something I talked to you about possibly changing to become uh what is it now? It's professional cleaner janitorial service or whatever. So professional house and commercial cleaners of Naples, Florida, whatever that is. That's something we want to look at. Let me change that. I don't know why I put no. Update address. So that's something we're going to change. Phone number. So again, if I search for your business, your phone number in different directories across the web, sometimes it comes up as perfect cleaners, sometimes it comes up as perfect cleaners janitorial service, and there's all different kinds of business names. So we want all those to be 100% consistent so we know to go clean all that up. Yeah, so these of the top few, Clean Florida, Judith, and Gigi. Oh, I think these are the ones I was just checking. Anyway, if they're using a fake address, we need to report them and not let them get that extra bonus ranking. So I'm going to pause it and take a break real quick. Okay, are you in the location you're trying to rank for? So that's goes back to that address. Let's kill that. Service areas. So all these service areas and other ones, we need to make sure those are updated in your GBP, but also we need in the footer saying, serving. So if you go, for example, here, serving these areas, and eventually you'll have a location page. So pick lock service. Let's do plumber Houston. I think, what's that company called? I can't remember. Roto-Rooter. So you can see Roto-Rooter has a location page for dozens and dozens of cities, major cities, right? So ideally, in time, you would have a location page for each of these locations and whatever other locations you want to rank for. Now, it's not just cities, it's also, depending on how competitive it is, let's say you're having a hard time ranking in Naples, we would have location pages for the neighborhoods. What are the main neighborhoods? Because that's the lingo people talk in. So we would have one for, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Vomero, Historic Center, Quateris, whatever, Spanish Quarter, etc. So that's stuff that we would focus on. So just making sure any service area you're servicing in GBP is within 2 hours. I just need to go verify that because I don't know. I said a no in case I go back and put together an action plan because I don't know where all these cities are. Hours. So I don't think you have hours in GBP, and whatever the hours are in GBP, it needs to be consistent on your website, and it's not mentioned on your website. As far as I could see, that's something we need to put on there. Even if you don't really have hours, you still want to put it on there again, because when Google is thinking about the ideal listing for a business, on that page, it's going to have address, hours, money back guarantee, you know, prices, all that stuff. You're not using products, services. So there's way too many services. These get spammed in there by Google. So let me show you right now. We're at 30 minutes. So we got about hopefully another 30, 45 minutes. We go to, whoops, services. Whatever you have on here, like this, you do a lot of this stuff, but whatever you have on here, you need to have a dedicated page on your website that correlates with each one of these. So you don't want all these because it's way too many. These are ones that Google added, these highlighted ones. You can see. So we would go delete a lot of these and we would only have these services listed in here. And of course, restaurant cleaning, office cleaning, movie theater cleaning, post-construction cleaning, all that stuff, even though construction cleaning is here. So right, you have new construction cleaning, I think. You don't have post-construction. Let me look at it real quick. So it's good, but it doesn't really talk about really because does this mean post-construction or is it just new construction like it says? So that's something we would need to clarify in the text here. So there's going to be a lot of updates that are needed on all these pages as well. Appointment link, you don't have an appointment link, but that's okay. We can, just add it. Oh, it just says change. You do, but it goes to your homepage. You want it to go to your contact form, unless you do have an appointment link, which I don't think you do. Attributes, there's a ton of attributes. You have one of them, I think, selected, Latino owned, which is great, but just going to show you, we're not going to go through all of them. There's parking information, the crowd. I'm sure you're LGBT friendly, transgender safe space, accessibility. If you have an assisting hearing, all this stuff needs to be uh, um, updated. Opening date. You don't have opening date there. You need to put that there and be consistent on your website with it. You don't have call tracking. That's okay. You need to do Google Post. So Google Post is just like, a social media post, but it's on Google Business Profile. So if you go, look at my GBP, I have these posts under here. It's just a good signal. Nobody reads them, but it's a signal to Google that you're using their products and you're, maintaining things. So it's a signal. Reviews. So if we go to your reviews, you don't have enough of them, first of all. So if we go to, you have 36. And I don't think you're responding to all of them. Yeah, see, even though it's a year ago, there's no way you're going to survive getting 2 reviews a year where it looks like you're kind of getting, or, even it looks like you're getting more. But with the amount of work you do, you probably should get about 1 review every week or two. Now, if we look at your competition, and you need to respond to all of them. And the review requests need to be personal. So it's something, that you remembered about their dog or, foot sports team. They're like, if you have that, if there is something, because a lot of these people you work with over and over and over again, you kind of get to know them a little bit. So look, Clean Florida, 468 reviews. Molly made 493, cleaning authority 124, and you're down around 30. So that's something I have a whole process for that. There's all kinds of automated solutions. I don't recommend them. I recommend sending a personalized message, which it's actually one sentence personalized and the rest is just template, but it seems personalized because you modify one sentence. That's something we would get to. Okay, you want to set up Messenger photo. You need a lot more before and after photos. Um, and we need a lot more photo of your staff, videos. If you have videos, that would be awesome. Just even after your employees get done with a job or before they, if there's something really messy, do a quick video of it. And then afterwards, they can do a video of it afterwards and we can merge those. And I can show you how to do that. So it's something to consider. Social media links. You have Facebook, you haven't updated in a while, which isn't good if I remember correctly, but I just want to know if there's more. And I don't think it's nowhere mentioned on your website unless it's hidden somewhere under About Us or something. Let me see. So you generally don't want to put social media up here in your header because what happens is people click it, then they just get on Facebook and you've lost them. You want to have it, you want to bury it down here in the footer. Okay, your users look good. Want to make sure we answer the questions, know these place questions, and don't worry about that for now. So Screaming Frog, indexed, home cleaning and contact. So I went over the home cleaning. Let me open up Screaming Frog. Let me actually get the scan up. I'm going to pause it real quick. Okay, so these are the URLs on your website, right? And you can see that one that's testing or whatever. I don't see it here now. It's still crawling up here to the top right. See, this actually should be the home page, the cleaning page, right? Yeah, 404. So this is also confusing Google. So this is a big problem. Let me make sure I make a note of this. So that's a problem. In that contact page is a problem. As you can see here, let me see if it shows up here. I don't remember. You do have a contact page. So I can open, oh, it's 404. But you do have that, it does exist. But for some reason, you're getting a 404. So this needs to be sorted out, and you need that contact form to be right here. Contact link to be right there. Okay, so let's go back. So broken links. So if we go here, response code broken links aren't any good because Google wants to send people to a website with a good experience. You can see these are just old Google Tag Manager codes. Crazy Egg, you're probably not using this anymore, or it changed or something. We need to figure that out. And you can see this is a broken link. This is a broken link. Google's not going to send people to websites that have a lot of broken links. You don't have a lot, but your primary main one page is a broken link, and your contact page is a broken link. So that's two big no-nos. Okay, you don't have any redirects, which is good. So the URL. So the URLs aren't really that good. So you can imagine, as I discussed earlier, let's just go here. Oh, these URLs should be a lot more keyword rich. So window washing. But what does that mean? Like, doesn't mean anything. It could be an article on window washing. It could be a video game called window washing. It should be window washing service, Naples, Florida. Home watch service, Naples, Florida, right? Okay, where are we at? Same thing with page titles. They need to be a lot more descriptive, and they need to have the service and the geo. So you can go over here. Okay, this is actually good. Naples Home Watch Services, Naples Home Security. It's good. Okay, they actually are pretty good. I don't know why I put no. Let me see if I made a note anywhere. Alt tab. Oh, just for the test page. Meta descriptions. I put pretty good, but need to optimize. So here, so this is meta descriptions are what show up in Google search results. It's these things. Boom. Boom. So it's like a mini billboard for your services in Google search. If these aren't any good, then people aren't going to click on the results. So we need to make sure they're descriptive. We need to improve those. You can see here, some of them are good, some are bad, and a couple don't have anything. Oh, sitemap, that's no big deal. We offer top-notch laundry services. See, but here, I definitely would put up towards the front free delivery because that's what's going to get people's. I think that's what separates you from your competition. Okay, you're not using meta keywords. So we went over the headers. Like I said, you need to have on each page an H1 with the service in the geo, and you can't have multiple H1s. You need to have one of them. That's what that means. And yeah, I showed you what I pointed out earlier is they're out of order. Links. Once you get blog posts, anytime you mention like window washing service in a blog post, you need to link to your window washing service page. Privacy policy, not worried about that actually. It says no. I'll dig into that later. Um, so images. So images can slow websites down if they're too big, and they need to be SEO optimized. So for example, this image here, laundry services flow, that's actually a pretty good image name, but a lot of these, so whatever this is, it needs to be descriptive. Clothes folding service, Naples, Florida, whatever it is. And you shouldn't be using PNG. You should be using WebP for everything, right? So they need to be SEO optimized, and they all need to be converted to WebP. I mean, you're going to have some PNGs if they're transparent PNGs, probably, but the majority of your images should be under 100K, right? So you have about 20 or so we focus in on. And you don't have any content, so we don't have any. What this basically means is if you have a lot of content that's not getting traffic, you just want to get rid of it because it brings the score, if there is a score in Google land, of how good your site. It seems to weight that score down. Okay, that's good. We'll do all this later if we do, because this is all time consuming stuff. Basically, I'm just going to do more competitive research. So linkable assets. So this is just stuff that can draw traffic. So some things I thought about was top cleaners in Florida. Or another big thing you need to do to draw traffic is write a blog post comparing your service to Molly Made service. And of course, you want to emphasize why you're better. You don't have a UT for each landing page or service. I'm not saying you have to do all this stuff, but that's a note to me. That's something that you could have. So in order to dominate SEO now, it's more than just dominating Google. It's dominating YouTube. It's dominating social media, Reddit, all these things. Now, you're not going to have enough time. You would need 3 full-time people to do all those things, but you need to keep that entire footprint in mind. So this is local competition observations. So these are the ones I looked at. They're in look for best of directories, like best cleaning companies in Naples. Let's get you in those directories. They mentioned licensed and insured. They have new client specials. Um, List the commercial business types, restaurant, hospital, etc. Judas. So if you go to Judith's, I really like the credentials, right? In the footer here. This is a pretty good footer. You can see servicing here. And she doesn't have service pages, but at least she has them mentioned. Yeah, you need to be in the Better Business Bureau. You need to be in the Chamber of Commerce. That one Chamber of Commerce link is a really strong signal, and I think it's going to cost you like $200 a month. I'm sorry, a year, not a month. Doesn't go to me; it goes to the Chamber of Commerce, and that's something I certainly would invest in. You don't have to, but it's something I would invest in. I would do money back guarantee. I would plaster that all over the website, and then green and eco-friendly. And I highlighted the our process page. I didn't like it. Didn't seem very. Didn't really go over the process, but the more I read into it down here, it kind of did. But I would definitely, where it says I use the highest quality cleaning compounds, I would specifically mention the cleaning compounds you use because people have all kinds of allergies. And people might be specifically looking for cleaning company that uses, Mean Jeans cleaning products or whatever. I would put that on here. And I definitely would highlight the eco-friendly and all that stuff here as well. Your COVID page is an index. That's something I could look at. Any idea who this is? I don't think it's you, but I wanted to ask you. I think it's a different company. And I bet this confuses Google a little bit. Perfect Cleaners, and I believe they're in Florida. Okay, it's Northport, so it's not the same. But I bet this is confusing a little bit. So this isn't you. I can see Peter Bula. It's not you. So the more we can differentiate your name from just Perfect Cleaners, and adding a little more to it, the more we can help Google be 100% sure when somebody says Perfect Cleaners, blah, 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 they're meaning you and not this company. So blog pages, you want to match whatever your competitors' top pages are. I would do a lot more research on this. Um, One tricky way to get backlinks. So backlinks are links to your site from other sites. There's a lot of links coming to your site. That's a signal to Google that your website's high quality. Why else would people have been linking to it? Now there's ways to manipulate it and buy links. I wouldn't do any of that. Google can figure that out pretty quick. But a nice kind of tricky way to do it is create job listings and have a page on your website dedicated to a job listing. Even if you're not hiring that person, like a system administrator or marketing consultant or whatever it might be, janitor, whatever it might be, have that there. And then every couple months, just kind of change it up. Because what's going to happen is if somebody sees your job listing on, jobs.com, whatever it might be, and they're going to see that Perfect Cleaners is hiring, what the first thing they're going to do is come here and search on your company. That's a branded search right there. That's really, really powerful for Google. The more times people, you can imagine, the amount of times people type for IBM, that tells Google people are interested in this brand, right? So the more times people type your business name here and research, the more that's going to help you in the algorithm. I should say the algorithms. So geo landing pages, that basically means service. When I say landing and service are the same thing. Pages for all of the different cities and neighborhoods. I definitely would, or I would consider doing Google guaranteed and be screened. So let me do right here. You want to show up here. Now it's a process you got to go through. People got to get background checked. I don't think there's a cost for it actually. I think you actually might need to be running local service ads. All my clients that do it are running local service ads, but you don't have to run a lot of ads. You can run like $5 a day, and that look, but it gives people an extra level of confidence. But also look where you show up here. You're showing up above the map pack. So if there are no Google guaranteed, this would be what the top of the results look like here. These clicks, these three businesses in this map pack get about, what is it, 70% of the clicks. So if you're 4 on, like if you're not, see, this is sponsored. So if you're not 1, let's imagine sponsored isn't there. If you're not 1, 2, 3, and you're 4 down, you're fighting for a small slither of click traffic of traffic. Domain age is good. Backlink profile. So for backlink profile, the way I would build your backlink profile, I would go, where is your competition getting backlinks from? I have tools to figure that out. We would sponsor. You could do sponsorships at schools, youth leagues. Contact the manufacturer of the tools you use or the cleaning product you use. See if you can get a link from them. Get an eco-friendly directories, Green Pages, Green Directory USA. You got any local business awards? Have you been in, like, in here in Louisiana in Baton Rouge? We have 225 magazine. They always have the best of 225. Have you ever been featured or won awards in any of those magazines? You want to get those. Press releases are helpful. So that's something we would look at. Your favorite con's good. All this is good. So I would secure your website. Your website's not secure, or it doesn't have a lot of security optimizations at this time. Let's look at your web page performance. So this is from a speed point of view. You can see total blocking time is 4 seconds. It's not a huge ranking signal, but if everything's the same, Google is going to send traffic to a website that, gets green, green, green. With WordPress, it's not always possible to get green, 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 but at a minimum, we would, come to the perform. This is all the things that's loading on your website. You have these broken links. We would find out why it's not loading. Let's see how big it is. It's only 2 megs, so that's not bad. Anyway, we would try to get these green, green, green if at all possible. Okay, where are we at? 45 minutes. I think I'm going to speed through a lot of these right here. Here. And let me pause it and take a 1-minute break. Okay, I actually forgot to do this test. So let's do the mobile friendly test. Let's see what your website looks like across multiple. Whoops. Across multiple mobile devices. And I'm going to pause it while it's loading. Okay, so it's loading multiple pages. I mean, you have a lot of extra spacing. I would definitely want to modify. Like, look at this. This is the whatever page. This is the about page. Just a bunch of blank blue up here. That's not any good. Look at this right here. There's a lot of empty space. This is the services, some services page. Commercial clean. Look at all this empty space at the top of the page. So it is mobile friendly technically, but it just doesn't look good. Let me make a note of that. Okay, that's good. Optimize blog content. So with blogs, you want it's really there's with AI, it's so anybody can write blog stuff anymore. You really have to write content that people find useful, specifically with a lot of research stuff like that. So it's really quality over quantity. You can do you versus them content, like I said, you versus Molly Maids, um, why eco-friendly cleaning is better for your pets, and then obviously you want to do in Florida if it makes sense. Because the more content you can write for your specific geo, the better. It's going to be very hard to rank, for just best eco-friendly products for cleaning. So you need to make it as niche as possible. So move out cleaning checklist for Naples renters. That's very, very niche. So it's not just a cleaning checklist, it's a move out cleaning checklist, and it's a move out cleaning checklist for Naples renters. That's a really good piece of localized content. How to sanitize a vacation rental before guests arrive. That would be a good blog post. And you could maybe put Naples. I don't know. We'd have to think about that. Um, yeah, so that's that. So you're not in, I would get on LinkedIn if you're not already. You're on Facebook, but you need to update it. Yeah, your Angie says you're not eco-friendly accredited. So that's something we'd look at. You can see here, I did a Moz local scan. This is a free scan. Whoops. Okay, I'm not going to take the time to do it again, but basically it just looks at your listings on multiple websites. Some say perfect cleaners, some say perfect cleaners janitorial service, some say this, and the phone numbers all over the place. It's something we want to make more consistent. Those are called citations. And I have a GPT to kind of help with this. Definitely get a Chamber of Commerce link, but again, that's something you'd have to pay for. So these are just, again, more service page ideas: pet friendly cleaning service, post construction cleaning, medical disinfection service, Airbnb vacation rental cleaning, move in, move out cleaning, senior elderly homeowners, real estate agents and property managers. So this you could have a dedicated page where you could work out deals with different. And I can imagine real estate agents are a huge deal in Naples, Florida, right? Like everybody goes to live in Florida, right? And then deep cleaning is a keyword you'd want to focus on as well. So okay, this is just how I would optimize the page. Don't worry about all this stuff. You don't, are your pages optimized? They're not. So basically, we're not going to get into all this. Mention any awards, membership certifications you have. You don't have any case studies, but probably don't have case studies, so that's no big deal. You have testimonials, socials, but you want to schedule more social media posts out, and I can help you with that. Phone number is good. You don't, um, contact menu is not, contact is not in the footer, and I showed you that. Um, area we serve is not in the footer. Address is not in the footer. So in the About Us page, you want to highlight all this stuff. Your 20 years experience, commitment to green, cleaning and safety, background check staff, money back guarantee, the stuff we got, this stuff up here. All this stuff needs to be highlighted. Let me put that here so I don't forget. Okay. I know this is just a lot of information. If you decide you want to partner up on this, I would take all this and put it into a much more formalized plan. This is basically like a notepad for me as I go through and collect all the information. But I'm not going to spend time putting together a plan if after you watch this you're like, nah, it's cool, but I don't think it's going to help because putting together that plan with all this information takes many, many, many hours. So it's just not possible. You're not using crypto. Could you use crypto? Why us? I always want to focus on not just about us, but why us, and that would be a lot of this stuff here. And then give something away. Like may not make sense for you. But like for a lawyer, it makes sense. If you come in for a consultation, would give you a tablet or like a gift card or something. Probably not gonna something you do, but just an idea. You could be a. Could you accept crypto? I can help you with that. Why not accept it? Somebody might search for house cleaner that accepts crypto, and it separates yourself from your competition because that's all that it's. That's not all that it's about, but that is a big part of it. Is how do you separate yourself from your competition? So if you go to here and read your website. It's like, okay, house cleaner website looks okay. It's not great. You go to your competition. Okay, yeah, they got services, they got pictures, they got reviews, deep cleaning, blah, blah, blah. But what do you do that really separates you from your competition? Crypto could be one of those things. Also, from an algorithm point of view, it would separate you from your competition. Something I definitely would do. You don't have all your legal pages, you have one or something, but if you're using stock images, ideally you don't want to use stock images. You want to use actual images from your clients, service benefit. This mainly just means highlight, how why the service benefits their life, not really describing the service. You do an okay job of it, not a huge deal. Um, you don't have a link that says find us on Yelp and your niche directories. Your hours aren't listed. There's no FAQs, which you want to do. You do have a map on your website. You don't have schema. You can always give away a free ebook like top 10 cleaning tips for Florida residents or something. It's a good way to get a mailing list going. You don't have an Amazon book. You don't need one. You're not branding at that level. You don't have a guaranteed badge. It's something I would put on there. I would consider adding prices because that's what people want to see. That's what the algorithm want to see. That's good. Referral bonus is something I definitely would consider. You don't have a lead gen site. Set up Google alerts so you know when somebody mentions your company. We want to get you not only in Google Business Profile, but in Bing Places. Alexa uses it. AI uses Bing Places. Yahoo Local, Apple Maps. You want to be in the foreign search engines. You want to monitor to make sure your website's up. This is good. Want to do tests to see how people are using your website. I definitely would do live chat. It's something you can do for free. It's something that can help you get on there. Like I said earlier, post jobs. We could post jobs to these websites. It's a great way to get backlinks, and it's a great way to get people searching on your brand in Google. And that really is going to help you in the algorithm. You're not doing Google Ads. You're not on Just Answer. It's a way just to get some brand awareness. Don't worry about this. Consider advertising. You can offer a free gift card because think about it. Google, you don't have an actual place where people come to, but if you did, you could offer a gift card for people to come in and talk to you because Google, it people carry around a phone with Google on it. So Google's going to see where people are walking to. If imagine if you're a Mexican restaurant and people saw a lot of people carrying an Android phone walk to this Mexican restaurant, stayed 30 minutes, and that's going to help you in the search rankings. Google uses all this data, a ton of data, to help improve the search engine. And we're at 52 minutes. I could literally spend, and then make sure we're tracking things. If you're not tracking things, then you're just wasting your time, right? So I track things as a spreadsheet I do once a month, and I get all kinds of grid stuff, and it's basically a really boring spreadsheet. Now, I blew through this kind of quick, but this would honestly take me about 3 or 4 hours to go through. All encompassing, but I don't want to waste your time. So if this makes sense, if it's something you want to pursue, let me know. We can discuss it. But I hope this helped. At a minimum, I hope it gave you some good ideas if you want to do it on your own of things to think about. So I hope this helped. Let me know what you think, and I hope to talk to you soon. Have a good day in hot Florida because it's certainly hot here in Louisiana as well.